Birmingham is one of the top 3 cities in the UK with illegal levels of air pollution. Transport is responsible for at least 25% of these total emissions. This is why we want to implement a biking scheme in Birmingham, like the ones in place all over the world. Our aim is to make Birmingham greener, healthier, and more attractive. There are over 1 million bikes available to hire in over 1,000 cities across the world, so why not learn from these successful schemes and put one in place in Birmingham? We want to implement public bikes that can be easily rented on the spot for a day to allow everyone, from commuters to occasional bikers, to cycle cheaply in Greater Birmingham. It would allow people to pick up bikes everywhere in the city and to be convenient and compatible with public transport. We want it to be affordable enough for the daily commuter or the student who just wants to see the city. Therefore, for a greener, healthier, and more attractive Birmingham, we think that Birmingham needs community bikes. You may be wondering, why do we need to change Birmingham this way? So we want to justify our vision. Air pollution in Birmingham is a burning issue. In 2009, Birmingham emitted around 5.8 metric tonnes of carbon dioxide emissions. A big part of this is due to transport, especially diesel-emitting cars. There are already over 1 million car trips made each day by Birmingham residents, a quarter of which are less than 2 miles. This could be due to the time-consuming and inefficient public transportation in the city, meaning it is often easier to drive. These are the kinds of journeys which could be taken for free on foot or by bike. If people cycled for just 2 return journeys per week for any purpose, 200,000 or 1/4 of daily car journeys could be avoided. That's right, using your bike only twice a week. In Paris, motorised traffic has fallen by a quarter over the past 5 years, which, in part, is due to the success of their public bike scheme. We believe similar results could be achieved in Birmingham, where 58% of those surveyed in the city state they should be cycling more. Air pollution directly affects health. It represents a risk factor for both acute and a chronic respiratory disease, such as pneumonia, asthma, or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Children are particularly at risk due to their immaturity of their respiratory organ systems. In total, almost 8% of deaths in Birmingham are linked to pollution.
The West Midlands has the highest proportion of inactive adults in the whole country, while it's spending 3 times more on programs to help increase the activity of adults. We are here talking about £20 million per year. The consequences of inactivity in Birmingham are disastrous. Approximately 64% of the population is overweight or obese, and this is only for adults. It is estimated that this will increase the risk of chronic or cardiovascular diseases. Around 17% of premature deaths in the UK every year are caused by inactivity.
While we do not believe that a public bike hire system will fully solve the issues in Birmingham with obesity and inactivity, we do believe that it will integrate well into other health initiatives the Council already has on offer, such as Be Active Birmingham, which encourages an active, healthy lifestyle for a minimum cost. This scheme has already been successful and won a number of awards for tackling health inequalities. Integrating community bikes into this is the next logical step. Birmingham's image problem mainly stems from its industrial past. This is highly problematic because as the second city in the UK, Birmingham's appeal doesn't even compare to London. Recently, a lot more money has been invested to restore its image, such as recent renovations in Grand Central Station and Birmingham's Big City Plan. The bikes will be a welcome addition to the current development of Birmingham city centre and the surrounding areas. We hope that with a community bike system, people will be able to get out and see the parts of the city which make Birmingham great, such as the canals, Symphony Hall and other cultural landmarks. The potential decrease of traffic may help to make Birmingham a more appealing area to spend the day with the family.
But wait, you may ask, isn't there already a system in place just like this? What makes our policy different? The current bike scheme, Brompton Bikes, is not as successful as it could have been. So we wish to improve on its shortcoming to introduce a better community bike system. Let us show you. The main issue was its lack of advertisement, so not many people knew they were there. The hubs are bright and colorful. Having the bikes hidden away in cages means many people pass them by. We want bikes on display rather than in cages, so that everyone can see they are ready and available, like they are all across London. But we want to keep the bright colors which makes Brompton Bikes so appealing. Another problem is that Brompton Bikes had a very narrow target audience, commuters. We want to expand the scheme to commuters, occasional users and even visitors. Its accessibility is limited. Not only there are only a few hubs around the city, but the bikes are expensive. They require either a £1 subscription fee for a £5 daily hire or an annual fee of £20 for a reduced price of £2.5. And much of this process had to be done online. We want to increase the number of bikes and lower the cost to users. Like for many other bike schemes across the world, we would like to offer the first half an hour for free, and then charge a small fee for every half an hour after this. Bikes would be available to hire on the spot as well as online. The implementation will follow these steps. We will first launch a pilot scheme on University of Birmingham's campus. Seeing full bike racks on campus make us believe that this is a great location for our pilot scheme. Because it will be proposed on a smaller scale, it will be easier to monitor progress. If successful, we roll it out and adapt it to the whole city, such as by major train stations, at key points along the canal, and at sites of cultural interest in the city centre. Alongside the hubs, we would also offer suggested cycle routes. This would encourage the people to get out and see more of Birmingham and discover what the area has to offer. By now you're thinking, we need bikes in Birmingham. But wait, where does the money come from? We are conscious that this scheme will be expensive on the City Council. Basing upon the cost of equivalent European cities, the Birmingham Mobility Action Plan predicts the cost of the project to be £4 billion. We have to take into account costs such as implementation, maintenance, and adapting the layout of roads. But the cost is worth it. People are keen on seeing bikes for hire across the city. According to a study by Sustrans, over 3/4 of the people interviewed want a bike scheme in Birmingham. Therefore, our project will be sustainable and successful. As well as this, implementing community bikes is consistent with Birmingham City Council's current health and environment-related policies. Firstly, it coincides with the Council's aim to reduce by 50% the carbon emissions of Birmingham by 2026. Secondly, it it will integrate well with the City Council's current activity programs such as Be Active Birmingham or the Big Birmingham Bikes, which offers free adult cycle training, free LED rides, and activities with employers, schools and communities to encourage cycling. It will also perfectly fit with the aims of Birmingham's cycling revolution, to improve cycling provision in the local area. They even suggested a bike hiring system themselves. While a lot of the work has already been done, there is still a long way to go. Offering a community bike scheme will complement the City Council's work by encouraging the people of Birmingham to cycle by increasing cycling provision. Also, it has already been implemented in many cities, so why not Birmingham? You got the idea. We want community bikes for Birmingham. They are convenient, with no hanging around at bus stops or train stations, and they are also far cheaper than running a car. The project will not only help Birmingham on one, but on multiple aspects of its development. It will help diminish carbon emissions, improve health in general, and give Birmingham the innovative boost it needs to become a smart city, helping to make Birmingham greener, healthier, and attractive.
So let's start campaigning and get cycling.